whatever, Tristan. No.
This
Not in the
episode
US. Okay.
of Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Burke, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here, the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Well, welcome back to the Capes and Lunatics, episode 148. I am Phil, the only man still working in America, well, far from home. Joining me, as always, Queen of the Armadillos, but not of the PP.
Hey y'all, it's Little Hellfire.
And plotting his next move from his fortress in New Jersey is
Charlie, the Professor Esther. Pedro stuck home next 2 weeks, too, by the way.
Luca has the next 2 weeks off. I said everyone can leave.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, no, don't wait. Don't just...
Somebody's unruly Trump. Anyway, I was looking for news, but it seems like the only person in the news is this damn rock star named Coronavirus.
Oh, yeah.
It's just,
9 coronas. Yeah, well, I mean, no, actually, there's lots of news about it. Didn't The Flash get shut down for it?
The Flash and Supergirl.
And Supergirl, yes.
Yeah.
Lots of things are getting shut down for it. And, Tom Hanks has the virus.
He's rich and relatively healthy as far as we know, so, you know.
Well, hopefully he'll be fine. But you never want to say, oh, he'll be fine, because, that's when Jim Henson died of strep throat, man. Just, you got to remember.
I thought it was pneumonia.
Well, but it started as strep, because it's like, it's just strep. I'll go to the doctors, And
hey, Tom Hanks is going to be fine. Don't be casting him away out of Hollywood just yet.
No, but what I'm saying is,
show yourself out, Philip.
This is where it's going to start getting edgy, because we are going to start seeing a lot of people that we know and love actually getting this virus publicly, because let's face it, it is everywhere. Movie sets are a lot of people moving around in close quarters. So, yeah, this virus is taking its toll, and it is delaying things, delaying movies, delaying things in production,
Oh, yeah, New Mutants has been pushed back yet again.
Yes.
No one cares.
Well, Mulan got pushed back too, though. And that is something people cared about. I was going to save this for super connectivity, but since Phil didn't come up with stuff to talk about on his show, I will say
two. Oh, it works out. Topics.
This works. Well, you say, the only thing to talk about is coronavirus. Well, this is something that worked because Disney has not moved Black Widow.
I never exactly.
But did release Onward. Onward's the number one film in the country. It's only making a little bit, but it's literally the only thing that's there to see. So with no real competition now for 2 more weeks, 4 more weeks,
well, I think
it's going to just keep on rolling in money week after week because it's the only thing in the theaters. Actually works out to be a pretty good strategic move when you think about it.
Well, no, I think isn't that Bloodshot out? Because I thought I saw an article. They're like, oh yeah, Bloodshot's doing great at the box office. It's killing it, like 1.2 million right now. Just okay.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Then you say, isn't Bloodshot out at the box office now? Kind of tells you everything you need to know about.
I guess they're like, hey, 5 people showed up. Yay!
Yeah, but it's like, here is a character from a comic book you don't read from a comic book company that you've never heard of. They have a comic book character. Yeah,
wow. Hey now. We love our indie comics here on Capes and Lunatics, bro. So let's just simmer the hell down.
Apologies to our friend in Australia who loves Valiant Comics.
Well, hey, I have nothing against the good folks at Valiant, but let's call a shelter half an entrenching tool. This was, honestly, 1.2 million. That sounds like that's right in their wheelhouse. I hope they didn't spend too much on it. Is what I'm saying. This ain't the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There are some indie comics that can have a nice big footprint. Then there's indie comics that, are trying to be the big two, big three if we count Archie, as I know Lilith does. And it's that okay.
Actual shared TV universe, it's a bona fide threat coming for you that you least suspect.
No, I count them as part of the big three. That's why I say Archie isn't indie, man. It's acting like Archie is indie is I think a mistake.
It's like being a Trustafarian. I know. Okay, I know.
Well, no. What I would say is like the Archie universe in its own way is. I mean, it's like the smallest of the big three, but it is one of the big three. It's like the Chrysler,
It's like the Fox of comics.
Yes.
Lilith.
Fox, we're coming in third is a triumph. God bless you.
No. Well, they also said they are encouraging all DC Comics employees to work from home. But Lilith, did you see?
Because they're shutting down the whole production. You're laid off, and you're laid off.
Well, Lilith, you see they put out June solicitations, but DC Generations is nowhere to be found.
As I suspected.
What was DC Generations?
A lot of people suspected.
Basically, their big thing trying to make everything continuity, right, Lilith?
The 5G.
Otherwise known as 5G. What the 5G is. That isn't going to do well. Like
not to be confused with your internet.
Yeah, like AT&T needs more problems with 5G.
They had like the first part scheduled in May, but nothing. It's not showing up in June, so. I think
good, honestly, good. Like I said, Dido pushed his. Look, I'm glad he's gone because he pushed these things that nobody really wanted, but he was the guy, so you gotta rally behind the guy, or so.
Fight me, nerd.
We might be seeing a turnaround. Honest to God, it might take a year and a half, but we might be seeing a turnaround. That is my hope, that they're cleaning things up and getting their act together.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, sorry, Tristan's
like, no.
Hello.
But yes, the DC Generations. Oh Lord, did you see that? Did anyone see the link I put up today? The Punchline stuff's still going in full effect, Lil, because there was a rumor that Punchline's going to be in Nightwing 70 on Wednesday, and now all of a sudden that's like,
hey man, let the idiots spend their money. I don't care. That's your problem for not doing proper research.
There was a rumor that she was in it, and then they're buying it on the presumption that because hey, it's an unread issue. So we can't possibly read it and know if she's actually in it.
Well, Joker's on the front cover, so I don't know if that's why they're assuming Punchline's going to be in there.
But still, it's not like it's her first appearance. She's already had an appearance.
I know, but I guess everyone's going for the early appearances because this would only be like what?
Yeah, speculating is how you ruin comic book industry. We have learned nothing in 30 years. It's fine.
Past the 1990s.
I'm done.
Okay. It just seems like an odd idea. But I'll take your word for it. I mean, honestly, speculative comic buying, it's all anything. First off, if it's on,
this is how we get holographic covers for no reason.
What I will say is, if it's on eBay, you're getting hosed.
And it's like
not always the case. It's not always the case, but
unless someone got a copy, you don't know what you're getting because it doesn't go on sale until Wednesday. So what? It's like, send me money, send me $45, and I'll send you this comic book when it comes out on Wednesday.
Wait, it's not even out?
No, Wednesday. It comes out Wednesday.
So like they said, well, I have like 5 in my pull pile.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Okay, but you realize that when you go to your comic book guy and you say, "Oh, give me 5 copies of that," he just orders 5 more from DC, and DC prints 5 more. Yeah. It doesn't increase its rarity.
Well, I don't know.
They don't know that, Charlie. Thank you for telling them.
Well, DC's not complaining because I think they said Nightwing 70 went back for a second printing already, and it has not even out yet.
Yeah, well,
a second printing. Oh, nobody wants the second print.
Hey, for a Rick Grayson issue.
Exactly.
Well, actually, it hasn't been released yet. I think that still technically qualifies it as a first version. You know, they just printed more of that.
Gotta be careful. You gotta read that fine print on eBay. That's all I'm saying. Hey, and if you get hoes, feel free to report them. eBay does have an excellent customer care program. And shout out to all the eBay customer care people because I have spent time with them.
But you're not getting hosed. They sold you what they said it was. They said, "Hey, we're going to sell you this comic book that you could buy for $4 at your local comic stand. We're going to sell it to you for $45. And people said, "Yes, I will pay $45 rather than just call up my comic book guy or a comic book guy." Because they're always happy to have a new person come in. And if you called them and said, "Hey, can you hold that issue for me? I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'll be there on Wednesday to pick it up." They will say, "Okay."
Because
I don't know how comic books are mysterious to people in 2020, but whatever. Literally Google it and you're good.
Because people are
but who would be buying it? Who is buying it as an investment off of eBay? I'd
rather buy double blind items off of eBay. Those mystery boxes that were the jam in 2018. I'd rather do that than buy a comic book off of eBay. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I mean, what?
Go to your local comic book shop, dig through the bins, and pretend like it's 1995. Call your mother, write a letter.
You don't think those
summer child,
those 80th anniversary issues are going to be worth more? Like the Robin one comes out this week, and then Catwoman comes out in April. When's the Joker one come out? Probably April also.
Yeah, I know the Catwoman's probably going to be a big deal. So
really,
yeah, she's got her legions of fans. She's an interesting character.
That, I guess my thing is just always, it's a book you can buy. It's so 20 years from now, is someone going to say, "Oh, that's the Catwoman 150th issue"?
Well, if you weren't alive and you got into comics and you want to have an actual physical copy instead of digitally, that's kind of how comic books work.
Caveats on there, Lilith. That's all I'm saying.
But that's how comic books work.
Yeah, in 20 years, if you can only find 5 copies, it might be worth something, especially since a lot of people are doing digital now.
Yeah. Except they've already printed, unless someone just starts pulping the old ones.
Well, some people aren't.
People don't take care of their comic books. Honest to God, a lot of people do not take care of their comic books. They don't know how to bag and tag them properly.
I do my part for not taking care of my comic books, so if you know that. I drive up the price. I'm trying to. But when you spend $10 on a book, first off, that's a book that's probably going to last because it's got a hard spine.
If you have children or if you have pets or if you smoke and you don't bag and tag, I'm just saying there's a lot of people that do this. I know them personally. It drives me insane.
Did you see my little showman? You said you people with kids, and I swear, Luke, we can't hear you. Luke, put his head up.
Oh yes, but no, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I get the idea of wanting to buy, when I overspend my comic books, there's stuff that people didn't think was going to be worth something someday, because that's why they're valuable. Because no one knew that was going to be worth something. No one knew. Oh, hey, who's this Deadpool schmuck in this comic book? No one's going to ever think that's valuable. Well, years later, it was. The first issue of G.I. Joe. No one would. What? It's a comic book about a toy. Who's going to want to read that? Well, it turns out a lot of people wanted to read that. But if it's it's the hard pressed, Catwoman book,
I thought you were going to say the guy with 20 copies of NFL Super Pro #1.
Well, if that had caught on, you never know. But
even I forget how old I was when I came out. I was probably like 12. And
wait, I'm thinking of Kickers Incorporated. Never.
No, yeah, no. NFL Super Pro was like 90, 91. It had even had SpiderMan on the cover. I was like, nah. It's like,
I was going to say it was just a cheap knockoff of Kickers Incorporated.
No, I think the NFL Super Pro made Kickers Incorporated look like Shakespeare. Not that I would know.
Anyway. So yeah, comics.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about the Flash shutting down. Lil, you watched the Flash this week? What?
Eric, I told you I'm out the finale. I've been watching the whole damn.
All right. I got the message.
Stop it.
She's not a fan of the Flash, apparently.
The Speed Force is dying, Lilith. He was back. He was back this week. The armadillos are back in full force with Hellfire, but Wally was back this episode, but this week, but he left again.
Okay.
The Speed Force is dying.
Why is the Speed Force dying?
Because during Crisis, he needed to get into the Speed Force, so the Spectre gave him some of his energy, and the Spectre's energy poisoned the Speed Force.
But what does that mean that the Speed Force is dying? Does that mean
because Oliver messes up everything?
Well, does that mean we're not going to be able to run fast in the future? I mean,
well, yeah. Well, no, the Speed Force supposedly died. It's dead after this episode. They had Speed Force. Him and Wally had Speed Force energy in their body. Supposedly, once that's used up, it's gone. They're not going to have super speed. But I guess now they're going to look for a artificial substitute.
But that's how you
Velocity 9.
Oh yeah, looks like they're going to do their steroid episode next episode. Yeah.
Oh man, I thought they were going to do the whole contracting time thing, like Dr. Zoom thing.
Oh well. But Nash got Lilith. Nash got possessed by Eobard somehow.
Hey, good old Eobard.
It's so funny. He throws Cisco down. He's like, "Oh,
for
where
the whole
were
time, you dummies?"
No, he got possessed. He's like in Nash's body because he throws Cisco down. He's like, "Oh, where were we?" He goes like this. He's like, "Oh wait, you're Nash's body."
Cisco.
Well, no, he didn't have any powers in Nash's body, so Cisco's like, "Oh, you don't got no power." So yeah, he starts decking Eobard.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand: does the Speed Force have a purpose outside of just giving people superpowers? It's not like a fundamental force of nature. Like this is what allows atoms to move or something. It's just it's
supposedly a fundamental force like gravity and light and stuff, but its big thing is giving people super speed.
Yeah, but I'm saying if gravity died, that would have a very big effect on everybody, not just superheroes.
Man, we need the Matt Pat drop of it's just a theory. I swear.
I know. I'm just saying it.
Unless more stuff don't happen, it just died this episode.
Okay, so I got to see what that means. I got to see if people, because if you have something like, oh no, now time is stopping for everyone's slowing down, and or ironically speeding up, because actually, if people stopped moving quickly, time would speed up because time moves in a reverse ray from. In relationship to your movement in space. So that's why the faster you go, the slower time gets. So if you suddenly stopped, time would rush past you very fast. So
yay, we all turn to skeletons and dust. Hooray.
Exactly. That would be interesting if they'd be like, everything's happening so fast now. What's going on? And time is
Family Guy did it first.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, you want to hear Lilith scream? Hey, Lilith, they had they brought in a new version of the turtle, and it's a woman. Hashtag feminism.
Who's the turtle?
Shouldn't they have saved that for Batwoman? I thought that's what we do with Batwoman and Supergirl. We don't do that on the Flash.
Wait, who's the turtle?
Well, the turtle was a guy who could slow down time and stuff, but now there's a new one, and it's a woman.
No, well, maybe he's going to be useful.
And was that Mirror Master another woman? Have we got to the bottom of that yet?
No, Iris is still trapped. I'm getting sick of that. They need to get her out of there already.
So wait.
People were tired of Iris, so this is what you get when you complain.
So, but Phil, you're saying that they've introduced a character who can slow down time at the same time the Speed Force has died, which we just established. If we're following some kind of fundamental laws of the universe thing, means that time's going to speed up for people. So maybe these two facts are going to be related?
Maybe.
Do you think?
You give the writers too much credit, Charles, but thank you for your hopeful, intuitive commentary.
She basically throws out bubbles of energy where like time can like slow down or speed up where she throws the bubble.
Yes, and if time is in an odd state because of that, that suddenly becomes useful.
Maybe, yeah.
And you think these two facts might be related, is what I'm saying.
Maybe by the end of the season, maybe they did capture her. Yes.
Yeah, so there you go. It's like
if we ever see the end,
I don't trust those writers. I do not trust those writers.
If we ever see the end of the season, thank you, coronavirus.
Oh, there you go.
But thank goodness Supernatural's ending, because while you're on vacation, you can binge all 15 seasons.
Wait, now I had heard that there's a crossover between Supernatural and Arrowverse, or an Arrowverse Supernatural.
Well, Legends was holding a poster of like Supernatural's filming, so technically they would be in the French Mistake. Okay, never mind. You guys don't watch Supernatural, so you wouldn't understand. But it kind of sort of loosely tongue-in-cheek joke because Stephen Amell and Jared and Jensen are really good friends. So I feel like that's an Easter egg.
Okay.
I don't think it's like actual continuity confirmed. So,
I saw a headline. I didn't click on it, so you know.
Yeah, it was definitely clickbait. You're a good one. You're a good egg, Charles.
Okay. Yes. Well, there you
go. I don't know.
Again.
Legends is ridiculous, and I'm almost out. By the way,
I haven't watched this week's episode yet. I keep saying, it's all right. I'll get to it. So yeah, it's just like the same thing over and over.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. I have to watch it on the CW app, and I never get that far on my. I don't scroll.
Look, I am tired of the CW app. Get rid of that Facebook group ad with the kazoo. Everybody's sick of it. Everybody wants to punch Mark Zuckerberg in the face because, another reason to punch Mark Zuckerberg in the face.
Oh, they run that ad a lot on the app. Okay.
Oh my God, so much.
Well, you see that a lot with any kind of ad-supported thing where there's only a couple people doing the ads. You get that with Tubi too, where you see the same ad over. Get that a lot with YouTube, same ad over and over again.
I can't relate. I'm trying to support my CW shows by using the app. Knows they need it, so I'm trying my best. But man, I'm gonna be back to ARG me mateys, man, real soon. Real soon.
Yeah.
Get yourself some rabbit ears. VCR.
Ew.
Well, hey, like I said, my problem is the CW doesn't come in over my antennae.
Oh.
11 at all? You can't.
Only rarely. It has to be perfect weather conditions in order for. Sometimes it does come in.
The boy has to be standing in the back of the couch, holding it up.
I don't know. It just. Well, first off, with the kind of antenna I have, you really kind of have to pick a spot that you get the most channels in, and then you just sort of tape it to the ceiling. So you don't want to be. It's not like gravity.
See, Charlie's living like it's 1995. I bet you he calls his mother and writes letters, don't you, buddy?
In that old-fashioned way.
Exactly.
Well, I did when I could, so we'll say that.
Oh, way to go, Lilith.
Yeah,
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's okay.
Oh.
I'm old, and that means everyone in my life is old too. So it's
thanks,
goes with the
You're not that old.
I'm old enough. I'm old enough to know better, Lilith, but still too young to care.
Oh, my favorite quote. Actually, my yearbook quote.
Really?
It's one of my favorite country songs.
That was your yearbook quote? I wouldn't have been sure it was.
Suck it. No. I was actually nicer in my younger years, believe it or not. But comic books that came out this week, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's
yeah.
Too.
Comics Corner.
Before you had to remind Charlie of his own mortality. I was going to get to that.
I'm reminded every day, Philip.
All right.
The beard is wonderful, but it also carries a lot of white. My beard.
We're all squinting to look for it.
Oh. Well, the lighting is not the best here, but yeah.
All right.
If I was front lit, you would see it. I look like SpiderMan from the MC2 universe. He's got that big white beard. Yeah.
All right, Miss Hellfire, throw out a book.
I don't know. Table number 1.
Okay.
I'll just get right into Marvel, I guess.
Okay.
just so everybody feels comfortable.
I was gonna ask you if you read that because yes, I did read it. So what did you think?
Definitely have to go further in review, find a place for it on Wade's World, but summer's got to do what a summer's got to do, bro.
But I mean, does that last page?
It's Jerry at his best. I'll just put it to you that way. It's Jerry at his best.
Is that last page giving us hope they're going to restore the status quo?
That's basically what they were saying, yes, because they have to.
Because last page, spoilers, get old man Cable.
Yeah, but honestly, I think the problem with what they're doing with the X-Men universe is that you can't be a casual fan anymore. You're either all in or you're all out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not good for comic books in 2020.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't know. Isn't that what the X-Men have always been? The X-Men have never.
You could pick up in the middle of an arc and it still be okay, but there's a lot of shenanigans right now in the air on every single X-Men property, except for, of course, the pirate one, the Marauders. That is absolutely pure fun, action, and adventure, and a little bit of character-driven drama. Favorite X book? Nobody's reading it. It's fine. But yeah, Cable was good for a $5 book. Jerry seems to be back on top of his game, so I'm happy.
And of course, he had to have that fight between young Cable and Wolverine at the beginning to say, "Look, Cable's a badass."
For a summer, sure.
$4.99. I don't like.
He's a badass for a summers.
Oh.
Fight me, nerds! I don't care.
I didn't tell Charlie. Charlie, you didn't read Hawkeye Freefall, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so you saw D-Man? Okay.
Oh, of course I saw D-Man. It's good to see him. He's very huggy. That I liked. It was actually a nice depiction of D-Man. It's like he's there. He's being a D-Man. He's not causing any trouble. It's cool,
Mm-hmm.
And him and Bobby are going to do it because, Bobby is sick of people hitting on her. Yeah.
Hawkeye was the most highly reviewed Marvel book of the week that I actually did read. I saw a lot of them. I was like, really? I mean, I like Hawkeye. I didn't know, people were going to actually like this book. I liked it.
I mean, I don't know I guess Rosenberg's a genius because I'm I don't know whether to love or hate Hawkeye in this series.
And that's the problem with Hawkeye.
Yeah.
It's like the Venn diagram. You are here, love, hate. You're in the middle. And that's what's so fun about the character for me.
I mean, I was actually kind of surprised they kind of really, because I thought they were doing something weird with Daredevil in this. Because I thought they were going to have that Daredevil knew that Ronan and Hawkeye were the same guy because he's Daredevil. So obviously he's going to be able to know that this. But it's
didn't even know Spider-Man had a symbiote suit. He is useless. He is useless.
Yeah, that's a solid argument, Lilith.
But
although, really, in that case, it's why are you always naked, Spider-Man? I just don't understand it.
But yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure what they're going to do with that Daredevil thing, but it just seemed like they were making fun of a blind guy.
Yeah,
And, and of course, the Otto Schmidt artwork. Mwah! Yes.
Oh, the
it
artwork
was
is
gorgeous.
very nice. Not sure how I feel about the LMD Hawkeye. That was a little weird.
I know it's just,
and not enough Linda Carter Night Nurse.
Yeah, I mean, then they using that time.
That's her name, and she had it first.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I mean, he's using that time machine. Then he had an LMD. Now, like he found like a scroll.
A random scroll. Yeah.
Every single which way but down. Okay.
Well, like I said, because at first I thought what they were going to do is when Hawkeye shows up, then Daredevil was going to be dressed as Ronin because he actually was working cool on it. But no, because you also notice that Daredevil doesn't show up in the meeting, you know, which I thought, oh, that's got to mean something, but wound up being nothing, just a red herring. But yeah, I mean, it's
I like
great.
the humor in the book too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was humorous. Like, I don't think people have really gotten that humorous part of Hawkeye. So I was just like, yes! Like, I don't know. I'm just here for this book.
Yeah. Well, and I definitely think the thing with Hawkeye is that he is kind of he's kind of as I think I said before, he is Marvel's Booster Gold. You know? He is just very kind of in his own head and kind of full of himself, very good at what he does. Maybe has a bit of an overinflated ego, but also can back that up often too. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is like the first Hawkeye series. I think it's been so clear that it's like, you know, do you love or hate Hawkeye? You know, just that dichotomy.
Well, yeah, and you get the whole thing about like people are like, you know, the Hood is a problem, but Ronin's a bigger problem right now. Mm-hmm. Which also I kind of thought was also kind of out of character for Daredevil, but you know. Then everyone's out of character lately, so I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, the whole thing with Daredevil lately, I don't know, I feel like it lines up with that, but like when you think about the character like that you know and love from like your favorite runs, it's definitely not your Daredevil, you know?
Oh, yeah, but not even him, but like you have like U.S. Agent again, and then he's over in Force Works, and then he's apparently now Scourge in the Captain America books. So, you know, it's like, what's going on with U.S. Agent? And like everyone's all over the place, and again, it's that
continuity. What's that in 2020 comic book world?
No, I mean, it's usually not this blatant. I mean, yeah, you often have that thing where the timelines don't quite mesh, but it just seems really blatant. Like characters that are in, you know, it's like it seems like no one is there saying, "Oh, don't use this character right now because we've got an arc for them," or that they're going to be in this book, so use a different character.
It seemed like.
That's why we have a bunch of characters with almost the exact same power sets, so that we need a different sand person for this. Okay, we'll get that other sand person for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like back in the day, they used to have like editors who would be like, "Oh yeah, you know, so and so's going to be in, you know, this run."
It's called downsizing. You can't read everything, Philip.
Once again, I think some of the people here would do that for a decent, you know.
Well, you know, hey. They say $70,000 a year is all it takes to make you happy. Make me happy, Marvel. Yeah,
you can be serious without your pants on.
Let's be Charlie for next 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, it's warm enough now, so you know. The tyranny of pants is at an end. The era of sandals has begun.
I do it twice on.
I literally need that.
What?
I need that on a t-shirt. The tyranny of pants.
The tyranny of pants is at an end.
Good Lord.
All right. It is. Yes.
Sorry, I was going to say, I keep bringing it up, but the Batman's Grave #6 by Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. This one, I like this one.
That's on you this week.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it picks up where the last one left off. The inmates have escaped the Arkham Asylum, so Batman and Gordon.
What is this, Nightfall?
Well, no. Batman and Gordon just have to like fight their way out of the asylum, and then it's like they always like every couple issues they kind of end like a case and then begin another one. So like after they get out of Arkham and calm all that down, now Batman's in the middle of trying to solve the murder of the head of the Gotham CSU.
The whole unit or just one?
No, the head
one
of it. Yeah, no, just the one guy. Yeah, no. He's like, in the end, they show him the apartment.
What's this, Gotham, the TV show?
Yeah, no, like I said, no, this is good because, like, you get some action, but I mean, you get at least as much like Batman being an actual detective too.
That's pretty cool.
Which I think, I mean, we're always saying we want to see Batman be more of a detective in the movies. I think that's been some of the problem with most live action Batman movies. It's like because they don't play up his smarts because they're just like, let's put him in armor. He's not smart enough not to take a hit. So they basically paint him as a bruiser in the movies, and it's like, the guy's got a brain. Play it up more.
Yeah. Well, you have to brain for that.
Oh, true.
Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Put Batman in armor. Hey, did anyone read Immortal Hulk this week? With Zemnu. You remember Zemnu, kids? You remember Zemnu, kids?
I know. Basically, affected the world's memory. Yes.
Yeah, he's basically using that whole hypno power. The hypnotic power of screens. Hey, wait, wasn't that the plot to Deceased?
It's the plot to everything because it's the damn truth now. Okay? They don't make a show called Black Mirror for nothing.
Yeah, and bro. And, this book might actually be readable if it wasn't for that stupid Minotaur. Darius Augur is annoying.
I am evil.
Oh yes, and even the Zemnu was even affecting
Robert Banner.
Robert's brain. Robert Banner, who's got like all crazy eyes and crazy face now. But kind of, this is the first we've heard the Doctor is trans, right? This is the first we've heard that the Doctor is trans, right? Yeah, which is like so shocking that this was like not up on the Mary Sue like all week. I was like, I've been waiting for it to make my comments like, hey, no one's going to mention that Marvel just introduced a major trans character in a series. Okay. But I like the fact that she is trans also is one of the reasons she can see through Zemnu, and this idea that, I'm used to not that being told something is true that's not right for me, and how that helps her see through Zemnu's lies. So I really appreciated that. I thought, wow, that is a cool way to frame the conversation and integrate it seamlessly into the plot. So that was cool. It's like, it's really great writing and cool stuff like this that keeps me buying Immortal Hulk. And then they have to put Darius Augur into a scene. And it's like, nobody likes the cow man, okay? Cows aren't scary.
Obviously, you've never had to pull a calf out of a cow's butt, and that's fine.
You don't pull them out of the butt. I would think you'd know that.
Yeah, Lilith.
Well, then why were we covered in poop? That's all I need to know if it wasn't the butt. How did it go? Exactly, Philip. I was waiting on that. It was a setup to a joke. I knew Philip would not let me down.
But we got World Breaker Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to come back.
He's coming back.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna help out. He's gonna help the big guy Hulk, who is smaller than World Breaker Hulk. Yes. So that was cool. Yeah, so I mean, all in all, it was a really fun book. A really good book. I won't call it a fun.
Yeah, Immortal Hulk's not a fun book. It's definitely character study, and it's kind of dark, but it is a good book.
Yeah, but again, like I said, I'm really surprised.
I don't think they read the whole book. It's okay. Well, hey, you should send them a message and let them know.
I mean, except
I probably will.
I mean, you can tweet it. They've got a Facebook, the whole social media spiel,
Except for here and there, I think like they've been doing with Hulk what we've been wanting them to do with a lot of characters. He's like kind of off in his own little corner. of the Marvel Universe right now.
Yeah, well, and I think that's the case with all the characters, even when it doesn't make sense, because they have several characters that keep on crossing over to these zones, and nobody seems to mention it. So I don't mind everyone being in their zone. That makes sense. It's always that thing. Like you say, well, why doesn't Iron Man show up? Because Iron Man's busy. Well, you think Iron Man doesn't Thor, he's saving the world from Malekith. Yeah, Iron Man has his own problems.
They're mostly personal.
You think Iron Man just can just...
Captain of Bad Life Decisions.
Yeah, but it's like
don't get me started on the Iron Man thing. Tony Stark is Iron Man.
Arno's? Where's Tony? I don't know.
Tony's in Avengers right now as Iron Man, but Arno's in the Iron Man book right now. It's like,
maybe Tony's in the Avengers because Arnold's in the Iron Man book. You ever think of that, Philip?
No.
Maybe he's just backup?
No, because in the Iron Man books, Tony's running around as Mark 1, because I'm not a real person. I have to defend the robot.
He's not a robot anymore. But he doesn't want to be either, man. Well, along those same lines, if you go to Avengers and Thor... in Avengers, Thor has one arm and missing an eye.
Yeah, no.
Who is he? Oliver Queen from 2040?
Yeah, but in the new Thor arc, he's the new Herald of Galactus, and he's got all his limbs back.
As you do when you're a Herald, you got to be at your top.
Well, because obviously they take place at different points in time. And that's always what Stan Lee would say about this kind of stuff when it happens. Well, this is happening at this
time.
There's
no yellow blocks. Phil's upset.
Yeah, but when they put out 80 books a month, you better be putting out a diagram.
Yeah. Usually they diagram this like 20 years later.
The internet does it for
They'll hire Charlie. He'll have his little yarn of red string and a cork board with thumbtacks, and it'll be fine. Don't worry.
20 years from now, I mean, I'd definitely take the job if they were hiring, but I'll be 66.
Do you know how the average median age of people that work at Marvel? You'll be fine. You'll fit right in.
Oh,
it's true. Don't you ooh me. That's true.
I think there's probably some truth to it because, although they do get new names up there every now and again, so.
That was not like a shade or anything. That was facts over feelings. Oh, sorry, you weren't ready for it.
I did like Avengers 30. That was really good.
Somebody at Marvel just took a
The armadillos are attacking.
No, I just took my cam out.
But I like that we kind of get the idea that Mephisto's been basically whispering in everybody's ears remotely. I'm a little upset because it does look like the Red Widow is not the original Black Widow from the 1940s.
I don't know. They haven't
Clairvoyant.
yet.
Yeah, but now they got her working with swords, and also Clairvoyant basically could call down Hellfire, and this one doesn't seem to have.
It's a real tough power set to master.
Yeah, but it's cool, and you got Blade, which is fun. We got the Starbrand baby, and not quite dude Thor, but still very lovable Thor. With his eye patch, and then we find out who brought Phil Coulson back, and that was a gut punch, man.
Everybody on board the Mephisto bandwagon now. It's fine. I've been there for a while. It's fine.
But it is the whole. I'm trapped in this horrible hotel with my telephone line to the outside world, and he's basically running the whole
from a landline. Oh my god, this is terrible.
But it's an ego one.
Yes, but his attempts to manipulate Namor kind of backfire because Namor was looking for somebody else to help him out.
Oh Lord! And it all comes full circle from that book.
Remember?
Exactly.
Oh, But
that was a good book, by the way, guys.
And I'm sure, and I know he already knows about it, but for all you Australian listeners, next issue, Moon Knight.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something.
Yeah, something about like
Moon Knight's always fun.
or something, I think.
So nobody else read Gwen Stacy number 2?
Pizza owners.
I did not read.
No, I only get by so many comic books, and at first I was like, "Is this
Oh
a
no,
Ghost
this is
Spider
like
book?"
actual
And then I saw
Gwen
it had
Stacy,
Green Goblin in it, and I
Peter
was like,
Parker. Like I like that they're giving the women Peter Parker's life a chance to shine without him.
well, I don't want her to
Gwen
have
Stacy
sex with
before-
Green Goblin.
Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, that's what I said, Tristan.
Yeah. Before she even met
I
Peter.
do not want any storyline in which Norman Osborn and Gwen Stacy are in the story. I don't want to be there.
And plus,
It's not really where I want to be.
If
so.
somebody's fanfic come
I
to
said
life
bye.
is all that I'm saying. It definitely is.
why? So
But I like it. I like the artwork. I like the story. I like the character portrait that they're drawing of her. I like Gwen Stacy as a character, and I feel like she was short shafted, so that's why I'm reading the book. I didn't pick up number 1 the week that it came out, so I got both of them, and they're pretty good.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean it looked decent. Like I said, I just can't with the Green Goblin.
Gobble
Just-
gobble.
In general, I can't with the Green Goblin. And then just when you bring up Gwen Stacy and Norman Osborn, it's like, because you know what I don't like? I kind of feel. Yes, it is, Tristan. But that is like the least of. I mean, that's not the least of my concerns with it. But yeah, but the thing with Gwen Stacy and the Green Goblin is it almost is like, oh, this will make it so, we got to take Gwen Stacy off the pedestal, kind of thing. Let's dirty her up so that we don't have everyone saying, "Oh, Gwen Stacy was Peter's true love."
Let's not talk about
It's
Sin's
like,
past. We
did
don't
you
talk
have
about
to
Sin's
do
past,
this?
Charlie Esser.
It's canon, man.
Is anything canon after
It's
Mephisto?
there. You can't ignore it.
It could be worse.
Yeah,
We could be
anything
dealing with a
canon
Betty.
anymore. Of all the things that Franklin Richards had to put back in the universe,
Is such a BA.
he's a bad boy, is what he is. Go send him to the country. Hey, speaking of bad boys,
Oh.
Atlantis is still attacking. This was kind of interesting, Nobody trusts Jimmy Woo, which is to be expected. And again, this is Namor. Now, this is one of these things where, like, Namor seems kind of consistent between all his appearances right now. He's
it's
brooding, he's at war
Namor
with
though.
the
Like if
surface
you do
world.
him any other way than what you expect, people will write. Me included.
But it does feel like he's like being very consistent across all these stories. You're not questioning what Namor is doing here. And we found out the city of Pan is powered by a dragon.
Wait, is that
Hulk-
racist? I
not
feel like
Hulk,
that might
Braun.
be racist.
Braun.
What's racist?
What? Oh, that's
I
powered
think a
by
little
a
too
dragon.
on the nose, maybe.
You know what, man? Except the dragons are real in this universe, and they are weirdly all Asian.
Call that the
So,
boom.
yes. Well, who was that? That was in last issue of the Avengers. Fin Fang Foom. I'm a Fin Fang fool.
Yikes.
But
Yikes.
yes. But it's weird because the dragon attacks Atlantis after they let the dragon go. But in the previous issue, they mentioned that actually this dragon always causes a lot of trouble. So
What
why
is
do we
this?
want
A
the dragon?
episode?
And yeah, kind of. So yeah, but there's a whole thing. They're allying with another group of the Sirens, the Serenas, who are like other ocean-dwelling peoples who are at war with the Atlanteans. I get the feeling like this kid Nagoon is the guy running the whole show. Mike Nagoon. Nagoon. I never know how to pronounce the NG together. Ingoon.
It's like Diane from BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, I think he's
Nguyen.
Yeah.
It's Nguyen.
Nguyen, thank you. I don't ever remember them actually pronouncing her last name in the show. I just know she's Diane.
Season 1 when she goes home.
Yeah. When she first meets him, and then she becomes Diane Peanut Butter. So.
Wait, is that how that works in that universe?
Because she married. Yeah, well, because that's his
last name Peanut Butter.
His last name is Peanut Butter. So all of his wives took
Jessica Biel Peanut Butter. Oh, yes.
Yes, Well, it's weird that whole thing, because actually it almost seems like where it's like the Mr. is the surname, because I think his brother is Mr. something else. I don't think his brother's last name is Peanut Butter, though I had to go back when they go back to Labrador to see what his brother's last
Poor
name
Philip
was.
has no clue.
That was because they're from Labrador Retrievers.
Yes.
Oh, but
that was the best thing in BoJack Horseman. Honestly, I was like, oh, they went there. But no, I do want to shout out Bloodshot number 7, The Deadly Affair from Valiant Comics.
Who reports Hellfire?
Hey, it has a new movie out of her.
It was awesome. I love the action, and I was reading it before it was announced Vin Diesel was going to be the main character. Okay, but Mina's got some really great character development. So it's just like, yes, they actually care about the women characters in this universe. Thank you. So yeah, if you're not reading Bloodshot, if you go to see the movie, if you're going to venture out, you want to catch coronavirus and have 3 weeks off from work, go see Bloodshot and then pick up the book. You might like it.
I was gonna say, I should have did it before while we were on the Mephisto bandwagon, because Mephisto shows up in Ghost Rider number 6.
I mean, that's to be expected though,
Because
with what's going on in the Ghost
drags
Rider.
him out of the hotel room, and Doctor Strange is like, "No, you're putting him back." And Johnny Blaze is like, no, I need Mephisto to get all these demons out of escaped hell. I need his help to put them back. And he's like, and I ain't too happy with you either, Doctor Strange, you and your buddies, because you told me I had to take the throne and be king of hell, and then you said you'd get me out, but you never got me out.
As you do. You're the idiot that fell for it. Johnny's such an
Doctor
idiot.
Strange says, Johnny, he does, I was working on it. He's like, but I can't just pull you out.
It's Doctor Strange. You don't trust him. What the heck? Johnny deserves every bit he gets,
He was
bro.
like,
every
bit. I'm working on a plan. He's like, I can't just pull you out. There's going to be severe consequences if I just pull you out.
He just got you out of the way so he can make sweet, sweet love to your woman, Johnny. Don't believe him. Punch him in the face.
Oh, well, even Mephisto's,
Sweep the leg, Johnny. Sweep the leg.
Even Mephisto's like, he goes, oh yeah, he didn't have time to bring you out of hell. He's like, look at his, there's all new pretty hands now that are all fixed, right? Right? He had time to do that, right?
Dr. Strange.
Man, that's just Ben Grimm all over again. Just saying, oh, you can invent a rocket, but I thought you were going to dedicate every waking hour to fixing me. It's like, oh, come on.
Lilith, you love Doctor Strange.
I got life, Ben.
Cumberbatch.
I actually don't care for the mysticism side of Marvel. Like, I don't like that part of Marvel at all. Falls flat for me.
No Senor Magic in it?
No, nothing. Nothing does it for me.
So you're not interested in Marvel's new Hogwarts?
Oh my lord!
There's only one Hogwarts, and there's only one Harry Potter. Sorry.
Yeah, that's Strange Academy. Looks like such a cash grab, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, they had to have more teenage superheroes.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's like you have to be so like,
Are these characters going to be timeless, or are they going to be worth like $80 for that one issue they showed up in like 20 years?
Yeah. Well, you never know. Well, you never know what character is going to become a breakout. It's like, I still get excited every time I see Boom Boom in a comic book, just because she was from her first appearances in Secret Wars 2. Number 3, I think. Secret Wars 2, man. I own that book.
Yeah, it better be bagged and tagged, damn it.
Oh, Charlie.
That one actually might be. I've had that one for a while, so it might actually be relatively
today's
taken care
episode
of.
of Quantum Zone. Yeah, we were talking about the dimension of manifestations. Death was there, and I was like, "Hey guys, did you know Death used to be a guy?"
Still is, but just like to take on the form, you know, as you do.
You know.
Well, yeah.
As Bedazzled or whatever that Brendan Fraser movie taught us.
Well, that was the devil. That wasn't Death. But and Death is also a clown named Crackers. If you look up, you know, also known as in the Marvel handbook.
Well, clowns are terrifying, so yeah, I can get down with that.
And life's a joke and death's a punchline. That's from Fred Hembeck Destroys the Marvel Universe. So,
best version of Death ever is in the Supernatural
classic.
Universe. The most bad A character entrance you will ever see in your life.
That's what Loaf is in.
But you two aren't Supernatural fans, so it's fine. Tyler's not here. I'm all alone. It's fine.
I think you were alone.
That's okay. But is it like a very
no? He's just super
scary
chill.
Death, or is it
Super chill. He's like, it's just my job. I can't wait to, in the end, I will reap God and finally be done with it. He's just over it. And I love characters that are just over it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Tristan wanted to show off his new. He got this at his anime comic book club. It is a red Stormtrooper action figure. He's going to paint it. It
has the Imperial logo.
It has the Imperial logo on the bottom there. He's very pleased with it. So we have to get him some paints so he can paint his minifig.
About 2 weeks,
And
man.
I don't know what he's going to do with the clay. But he wants
Arts and crafts. Arts and crafts.
Yeah, he's got 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, they still got to do
they gave him
homework.
homework for 2 weeks. They really expect that to get done.
He got homework. He's in
No, but they can post it online.
They don't get
poor kids don't even know what it's like.
And to be fair, they did not have a lot of snow days this year. So
yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Out of the woods yet until the beginning of May?
Yeah. Global warming. I don't think we're getting another. I don't think we're going to get any. After this, I don't think they're going to close down the schools again. Yeah, unless this winds up just becoming the lost year for everybody, and everybody has to repeat another year or something. I don't know. I doubt they'll do that.
Everyone's, a lot of people are off for 2 weeks,
including. Of course, it won't though. Yeah, Mother Nature will not appease you. Damn it! She is her own woman, and she will do what she will.
Just like Wilpo. Gotta get that drop.
What's your question, Tristan?
In your opinion, should I get the green lenses because they have green lenses, or should I just use the black ones?
You mean when you're painting, or when you get glasses?
Painting.
Okay. Do you think you should paint the red Stormtrooper's eyes green or black?
You mean like the helmet? Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, just the eyes, just the lenses. He's keeping the helmet red. Though he does say he wants to paint it so it looks like the T, so it's like a more first generation clone.
With all of them, but aren't most of them black?
So, although,
yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess some versions actually have the dark green.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
if you want to do variation, go with the green. If you want to go for a classic look, do the black.
Okay, Lilith says if you're going for variation, go with green. If you want to be classic, go with black. Okay, yeah, this is his drawings on it. This is the original model design he has for it. So, yeah, we've got a little pet with a tiny green lightsaber. Okay, very cool.
You boys have super connectivity.
Yeah.
Scroll up.
And like I said, I'm the only person in America.
Yes, we do.
Tomorrow, so. Yes.
Poor Philip.
All right, so. Send your thoughts on everything, which was comics and coronavirus. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find all of that all in one convenient place. That's Linktree. That's linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember to support the sponsors, Tweaked Audio, Hunt Killer, Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback, And remember, when you're stocking up on your coronavirus supplies, use the Southgate Media Group link for Amazon. Help send money to the company to help bring you such fine products as the Cape Lunatics podcast. That's how you do the plug, Lil Hellfire. Remember that. Anyway, I don't know why.
I taught you how to do plugs. Don't tell me how to do plugs.
No,
the hell? I know.
Just wait till the week of April Fools, people. You'll see what we're talking about. Anyway, Lil Hellfire, where can people find you?
If you nerds want to at me for any reason, you can find me on Twitter at Lil Hellfire or on Instagram at Lil Hellfire69. My sweet summer child. Hello, Megan. Duh.
Charles Esser.
Well, if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way the way our Moz and Poz once did, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet things, because I'll have time now, at Charlie Esser. That's CHARLIESSER. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
Thank you, Moz. Empire.
Thank you, Maz.
I can't wait for that. I know that's a Tristan joke. I know, but I can't wait for the. I can't wait.
You give him his shekel.
I can't wait for the daily live tweet of Good Morning America. But for another week, we have been your capes.
Lunatics.
Ampersand.
And hey, if you're sitting at home for the next 2 weeks bored, hey, go to YouTube, go to the podcast, scroll down our back catalog.
I heard we had a great episode with Ron Friend's interview on YouTube.
Oh, yes, we have a couple of Ron Friend's interviews.
And if you like that, you should check out Ultimate Spider-Cast.
That's true.
Got a great show called Full Stream Ahead.
Yeah, you can even listen to
plenty of activity.
Check them out on.
Where are we doing, me mateys? Yeah. Scroll down far enough, you'll see our interview with Brian Cronin, where he gets all of his ideas.
He's going to have a disclaimer on his